Yo, welcome back. So in today's video I am installing an armoured cable all the way through all of these sheds, and it's coming all the way around here, and then I'll take you around to the main incomer. So there's the main incomer, and then the fuse board's the other side of the wall there, so it's coming up straight into the fuse board, down there, down through all these bushes, all the way around through into there, and we're doing a little join in there as such. So there's going to be a little board in there because the customer in the future wants a light and maybe just a socket for an electric mower. There isn't a dead body under here, it is actually a lawnmower. I best show you now, because now I've said that, everyone's going to think I've killed Nick and he's under there. It's not, it's a lawnmower, as you can see. And then, if I take you over here, we have a masterpiece of work, which someone has done before. So I've took the cover off, and then this is what we're working with. So these two cables here, these two copexes are the feeds. If you see over there, there's two copexes, so that's where they feed from the house. Obviously there's two 2.5s there, so it's a ring, but then what we've got going on here is a 1mm into this conservatory shed, and then two socket circuits. There's not many sockets, I think there's only 3 sockets in there, and just a little LED bulkhead, so there's no real draw on it as such, but we are installing 6mm armoured, because obviously you've got a board there. Well, from the board you're going to have a 20 amp providing to this shed, and then from that 20 amp you're going to have a fuse spur with a 3 amp or 5 amp for the lighting circuit. So currently the lights have no protection whatsoever on them. This is the Milwaukee pack out crate stuff, so I've got drill bits in it, all my Bosch drills, well Nick's ones, just load it all up, and I just tend to stack it dead eye and carry it in one. I will just add what else we have got coming out of here. So we've got a 6mm from twin from the board, which will go into a whisker box and then join in with Wagos onto the armoured. And then we've also got a 10mm, because the gas at the very front of the house, so I've got to run it all the way around because there's no alternative. 10mm to come out, and then we've also got the kitchen's the other side of the wall here, so we've got a 6mm cooker going in, but we've got to like come out, back down, and then back through, so there's no damage on the inside. Right then, let's lift this onto this little device here. So just line it up. I can't see through, there's a bit of paper in the way. That's on. Wherever Kev, the guy who works in a wholesaler, has taped it up this morning for us. Just rip that off, get rid of that, and then I'm gonna go for a little walk. So now I've pulled out a bit, I'm going to go and set on my drill and drill through all of these little cupboards and get it through, pass it round, and then once the cable's in situ, then I'll start drilling and marking out with my cleats and fastening it to the wall. He's here on his phone.
I'm trying to get you free stuff for your business, thank you very much. I've just had a message back from Spit.
Oh yeah?
They said they're having a budget right now.
Yeah.
But I'll try again. Tell everyone what I've got you recently, boy.
Loads and loads?
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to start some work, Adam, alright?
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
This just starts raining, then you're the one laughing. What I said before was, obviously we're drilling through into here. However, that is full of water, and I won't be able to cleat upwards, because obviously we don't want the board, where the cable comes through, low level, obviously that will pop through like there. We don't want the board that low. We want it like fairly high up as such. So I'm going to drill through and then cleat it up on the inside. So I'll just set it on the side and you'll see me pop through with the drill bit. That was nice and easy. The mortar's not very strong, so what I'll do now is I'll get a bigger drill bit, make that a bit bigger. You're right there, bro.
I tripped over trying to grab that and then headbutted this. I really hurt. Can I borrow your volt stick for a video?
My deft stick?
Yeah.
Drilled another hole, so this is the one where it's going to come straight down. I'm going to leave a bit of slack in, customer's going to bury it there, and then it's going into that enclosure there. Obviously we're going to redo it with stuffing glands and an armoured gland, so it's all watertight. Use a bit of CT1 silicone as well to make it super duper watertight, but I'm just going to double check that my cable is snug enough to go through there. I don't know how well you can see, but my cable is just down there. So that'll work perfect. I'll do it in the reverse order. I'll start from next door, as that bend there is going to be tight to pass through all the slack that I'm needed. But what I'm going to do is go through that hole there, so you can't see it, clip it up that, clip it along there, go through the holes here, because this is only single brick, we don't want to be damaging it. The mortar's not very good, it cracks dead easy, so we'll just rest it over the top there, cleat it along the wood, through to next door, if I don't fall over all these logs. Oh, smashed my head like Nick did a minute ago. Ooh. And then into the second one. Same again, just over the eaves, clipping it to that beam at the top. And then into this last one, where there is a gap up there. And then we'll go across, down one of these, and meet the fuse board around there. I'm already too hot. Yes, I need a haircut, that's why I'm wearing my hat backwards. Still wearing a hat. Although the Verso hat is good, to be fair. Right, enough about clothing. So I've managed to get the cable over to this last one where it's going over. So if I just climb on all these logs, give me 2 seconds without falling and dying. So my hole is just down there. I've tried, obviously I wanted to clip my cable all the way down here and then put a bend in it down there, but that bend radius is too tight with obviously the bricks and stuff. So what I'm going to do is come down here and then loop it over and then get a bit more of a like nice sweeping bend straight. I'm going to get a 20mm wood bit, drill the wood, and then it can go straight out at a straight angle, not like a 90 down. Whereas this is going to be a nice swooping bend, do you know what I mean? So it doesn't catch on it, and it's not protruding the bend radius of this cable, so it doesn't damage the interior cores. I'll just do a little recap. So obviously I've set the drum up further away. So this is mainly for like the apprentices out there. Set your drum up further away so it pulls off nicely. Make sure there's nothing obstructing it. So then it'll pull up nice and easy, up through there. Bloody plane's going over. Going straight through there. Obviously I'm going to cleat this in a second. However, I've done that thing I was telling you about a second ago, about drilling. Oh, let me just do a bit of abseiling again, climb up all on these logs. So that's what I'm working with. I've always done a bit of a bigger hole, so you've got a bit more room for the armour to move around in. But then if I swap hands and show you how easy this armoured's pushed through the wall now, you can see that's going through like butter as such, rather than trying to bring it down here and put a nice like 90 bend here so it's all hidden, where realistically seeing that much cable is much better off and much better for the cable over time, rather than putting too much of a bend and damaging the inner cores. So that's another good tip for you. Have a look around, think of different ways, and then this here is going to be bent up like that. Obviously it'll look a lot neater once I've actually got both hands. I can cleat it properly up here all the way along. So I'll stop recording. I'm going to get this smashed out now, cleated all up along here, and then I'll catch up once I've done that. Not too sure how well you can see that, but I have actually digged that in for the customer just a bit. I can't actually go to the 400, however the customer's going to extend the slabs over this, so then obviously it'll be a permanent fixture over the armoured cable, so you don't have to do the 400. And down there you'll see that soil stacks there, so I physically can't dig any deeper. Got the laser, so that's going to be perfect up to there.
You've got these nuts.
These nuts. Got some CT1 down there next to Nick, so once this is permanently fixed, I'll gunk that up and then blow some dust in the hole. But that's that all cleated, so I've done an extra one at the top and then just done 2 brick spacings all the way down. And that, using the laser level, when you stand back here and look like that, it doesn't actually look like it's level. It like looks like it kicks over to the right a bit, but we all know lasers don't lie. Now that's permanently fixed, I'm going to do the bend on the other side, cleat it, and then I'll gunk this up so it's got plenty of time to set, because yeah, we all know the weather the past month has been diabolical, so we don't want any rain seeping in there. Obviously, you've got a bit of a thing above, so, but it's just them extra little touches that make the difference. So I'll bury this now, backfill it, and then I'll leave this end. Obviously, I've got plenty of cable here to play around with later on. Look at that now. Someone called me a landscaper. Mint. Right, let's hop in here and let's put a nice bend on that cable. Right, I'm not too sure how well the camera's picking this up, but you can see it's all clips up nicely, cleated along. And then, oh, if I get out of this log store and go into this one, you can see it's clipped up there nicely. And then, same again here, and then down, and then the fuse board, obviously leave a bit extra slack, so I've got loads to play with. So now it is the case of part number 2. Yeah, I'll set it up over there, pull it behind this bush, pull it round, pull it through the hole I've already drilled, and then at least I can second fix all this, get this all done while Nick's still changing the board up there in there. Got that across now, and then in here, oh, I've need to took my head off on the washing line. I can't see in here. Yeah, so in here we've got obviously the cable coming from above, leading over to the other shed, which will be supplied by a 20 amp breaker in this board, and obviously this is a 6mm armoured, which is going to be feeding the fuse board, and then there's potential the customer then can tap off and put a light up here in the future. I've been using a bit of CT1 clear. This stuff's mint. So as you can see, it's nice and neat. Sealed my hole up. Wait, what? So yeah, that's all good. Ready to be terminated. Now I've got the joys of climbing behind that big bush and clipping the cable. Right, so what we're gonna need: SDS, impact, plug screws, ear defenders. Don't really need safety goggles because I'm drilling low level, so I'm gonna be like this. So there's no way of, well, gravity doesn't work upwards, it falls down. So that's that. So I'm going to start in this corner. I've made sure I've got enough in the fuse board room, and then just work my way across. Obviously just following, I'll run the cable on the mortar line and then put the fixings into the brick. So yeah, let's do that. And then I've got these little planks here, so I don't have to squash all the customers' plants as such with my big Blue Wolf, what are these called? Steel Blues, not Blue Wolf. Back in the cupboard, Nick's just drilling through in that corner, but it's all clipped around now, nice and neat. I'll show you that in a minute, but Nick's making too much noise. So what I've done is wedge the board in place, clip this up nice and neat, and then what I've done is a little pencil mark where that armoured comes down in line, and then the same underneath. So I'm going to drill my 20mm hole for my, actually it might be 25 for 20s, because it's not 20s, it's a 20 gland size. So yeah, I'll do that, do the 4 fixings, and then secure this to the wall, make off the armoureds. There we have it, bit of time later. So that's all made off. Them boards are horrible to work in, they're just too small. Obviously that and that can pull out. But yeah, obviously I've passed the link through the earth on that armoured to that armoured, and then doubled it over, and then put that into the earth bar, and then you've got the main incoming earth on both cables into the earth bars. You've got the neutral for that circuit, which is widened to 20 amp. So if I follow this cable, which obviously I've already showed you, down over onto this box, what we've got there is, so I'm going to put 3 stuffing glands into the bottom of that box, bring all those cables into it. It's not going to be exposed to UV because the shade of the box, and the customer is putting a canopy in between here and here to store some more logs and stuff. So then I'm going to gland that into there first, eye it up, brush all the cobwebs off, mount it, and then it's a case of putting a fuse spur in there as well to fuse down the 1mm, because that's currently just, well, was before, just fed off a 32 amp ring, which is a no-no. That box all done, just need to get a 3 amp fuse for the lights. All clipped, cleated nicely, that board's done, just got to put the board cover and the buzz bar in. This is all cleated around now. Everything's sealed up like we like it. That's all cleated around nice. I just need to give it everything a little brush off or hose it down with the hose. Not cleating it here because the customer's filling in that gap, so they're just going to fill the gap with sand and stuff, so that's going to be hidden. And then what I'm doing here is got the lasers set up. We're going to use those as my cleat holes, so I'm going to drill all them, get them, same principle as over there, just use a laser, nice and neat. And then we've got a 6mm, which obviously is joining to the armoured we've been playing with all day. And then the other one is for a cooker. So a cooker's coming down in Flexicon. Yes, Flexicon, Nick's idea. Going straight through the wall. So yeah, it's quite late now, so I just need to get stuff done. So far, today's been good, to be fair. I like this kind of things, like outdoors, mess around with armoured, especially if the weather's nice like this. So today it's been too hot, to be fair. But yeah, so I'll see how much more footage I can get, but I want to just get stuff done now, and fingers crossed still get home for tea. So thanks for watching so far, but if I don't record anymore, don't forget to like and subscribe. And there we have it, we're done. Nick's just powering it up now in the board. Nick's completed the board. This is where we've had the armoured come in and the Flexicon. So that goes through the wall there to the new cooker supply. Nick's the green and yellow, so that is the new gas bonding, because we did an EICR at this property and there was no gas bonding, so obviously that needs rectifying, so we've rectified that. And then really cool, so in between the 2 glands I've just drilled a little 10mm hole. Obviously we know this is a 10mm cable, so that will act as a little bit of wiggle room, so that will act as a drain hole and an actual cable entry point. Killing 2 birds with 1 stone there. And then obviously it's cleated all the way around, in the bushes, into there. We've got the board on in there, then we've got the little enclosure with a fuse spur inside of it, and away he goes. Powering the shed, which is powered from that fuse board on a 20 amp. So overall today, it's been really enjoyable actually doing armoured. Yeah, and the customer's a legend as well. He supplies with a Coke, Maryland's, nice cold fresh water. So definitely need it on a day like today. So yeah, right, let's sort all this mess out and wing it back in the van, eh?